Hello, everyone. My name is Ada Garcia, and this is my introduction video. Back in undergraduate, I majored in American Studies and minored in history. Currently, I'm pursuing a single subject credential in social science. Some things that I do for fun are working out, singing, and practicing the piano. Now, for the next sections of the questions, question C and section 2, I would like to share my screen as that would make it easier for me to answer and share these questions with all of you. So I'll be sharing my screen. So back to question number C. Um, to me, a solid online class has to have all the assignments, quizzes, documents be well organized. Possibly if it could be organized by week, organized well what assignments, what quizzes, what documents will be done each week until the end of the semester. Also, a good online class has a strong communication access between the students and instructor, so there's good communication between them. That makes a good online class, in my opinion. And the final thing is it has to have it would benefit from having options for students to interact with one another, such as through discussions or other means. Then going to section B, for those questions, after watching the instructor video, I learned that this course is going to focus on two main topics, mainly how we as general education teachers can work together with special education professionals, and how we can also work with families from very diverse backgrounds effectively. Um, and then I also learned that every week there'll be articles, readings, and videos that we'll be engaging in. And then there's going to be two quizzes per month, uh, along with discussion posts, prompts every other week. And then for video two, um, according to the video, the 13 disability categories covered under the Individuals with Disability Education Act of 2004 are autism, deaf, blindness, deafness, emotional disturbance, hearing impairment, intellectual disability, multiple disabilities, orthopedic impairment, other health impairment, specific learning disability, speech language impairment, traumatic brain injury, and visual impairment. Going to question 3 from video 3 and 4. Um, according to video 4, these are the two eligibility rules for special education services that students have to fall under in order for them to get those services. The first one is that the child has to have one or more documented disability. And then number two is that that disability um, has to have a negative or adverse impact on their school performance. And that's very important. Um, as some parents get confused that mainly sometimes it's just they think that's just a disability, then that's enough to get the services, but it actually has to be that their child's disability has to have a negative impact on their school performance. And then to the next question, two common issues associated with adolescents and disabilities, according to the video from number 3, is that when the adolescents with disabilities have their autonomy taken away from them, it leads to a less quality of life, a lesser quality of life, and it also leads to dissatisfaction. So it is important for parents with children with disabilities and adolescents to allow them some sort of autonomy and not take everything away from them and always be there, as according to the studies and the videos, having a lack of autonomy um, has a negative impact on their this uh, satisfaction with and happiness with their life. And then another common issue is that um, adolescents with disabilities may not always reach the same milestones as and at the same time or at all when compared with other adolescents without disabilities. So it is important um, for parents and even us as teachers to celebrate when adolescents with disabilities do accomplish their own specific achievements and milestones that are specific to them. And then the final question um, concerning and focusing on the textbook for this class is um, why is people first language important? According to the textbook, it is important because it is a neutral language that respectfully puts the person first and not the disability when addressing or talking to an individual with a disability. And then two examples from the textbook is the first one is um, rather than saying confined or restricted to a wheelchair, it is better to say the person who uses a wheelchair. An example two is instead of saying disabled or handicapped, it is better to say a person with a disability. So these were the answers that I obtained from watching videos, and I do hope that you got to know a little bit about me to sharing these answers and sharing a bit more about myself. And I do um, hope to learn more about all of you, all of my classmates, to seeing the different videos that all of you or audio that you all put in the discussions. Have a good day.